Okay, and we'll get started. Today we're going to start just standing up. And we're just going to start doing some knee hugs. So like hug that knee up to your chest and then switch to the other leg. And you can kind of stay in one place, or if you have room to like walk a little bit as you do it, you can do that too. But we'll just do some big knee hugs. And we'll just switch back and forth through these for 20 more seconds. Taking some nice deep breaths. Trying to find your balance. Okay, now we'll switch and we'll just pull that heel back to your butt. And same thing, you'll just kind of get that good stretch and then alternate. And you could do these walking as well, or in place, whatever feels better. Taking some nice deep breaths. Feeling that ground beneath you. We're going to do 30 more seconds of these. So you're going to take a big step out, and then you'll drop that back knee onto the ground and bring your hands to the ground. And then you're going to just twist towards your front knee. So my left knee is forward, so I'm going to twist toward my front knee. And then put your hand back down, and you'll step your back leg up to meet your front leg and come up to standing. And then you'll switch. So the other leg goes forward, hands and knees come to the ground, and twist. And then just step this back leg up, and then stand up. And then switch sides. Hands and knees come to the ground. Twist. And same thing, you could actually just step back to where you were before in order to do these in place. If you don't really have the room to do them like moving, you could just step back as opposed to coming up to meet your front leg. All right, and then we'll go back to our knee hugs. We'll do it one more time through. So just some knee hugs. Maybe now you can kind of alternate them a little bit faster. Just depending on how you're feeling. And then we'll do, okay, sorry, still knee hugging. 10 more seconds for our knee hugs. And then we'll switch to that, grabbing that heel, pulling it back to your butt. And we'll switch to these. And then we'll switch again to that kind of lunge twist. Okay, also my clock is gonna beep. It's gonna be loud. But you can ignore it. It doesn't mean anything. I just noticed it's about to get to 40, and that's where I'm excited. I hate when it yells at me like that. Okay, we're gonna do these for 20 more seconds. Standing. And now we're going to cycle through 2 different movements kind of on the minute. First one, you're going to start just standing, and then you're going to pull your toes up to your shins, trying to keep your balance, and then you're going to pull your heels up off the ground, and then you're going to leave your heels up off the ground, and you're just going to give like a little bit of a squat, and then you come back, and then drop your heels. And so you go toes up, heels up, squat, stand, and then put your heels back down, toes up, heels up, squat, and then stand back. Yeah, okay, and so we'll just kind of do those for another 40 seconds for this. Right here, we'll go like 30 more seconds, Toes up, heels up, little squat. Toes up, heels up. I'm just trying to work on balance and control. And also, this is good for your calves and your ankles and stuff too. Toes up, heels up, ooh. Little squat. All right, and then our next movement is going to be kind of like another movement you can do walking back and forth or just staying in one place. But you're going to take a small step and we'll hinge forward, kind of like our walking deads, reaching for the ground, but then we're going to add a twist at the bottom. So your right hand is reaching towards your left foot if your left foot's forward. And then you kind of come back up. And so you'll do your little walking dead, so just a short step, hinging forward, my right leg is forward, so I'll kind of reach down with my left arm. So you get a little twist as you go down into that walking dead. And again, you can do these just in place if you want and just alternate. Or you could do them walking. And we'll do these for 30 more seconds. And try to keep your hips high, and you'll have a soft bend in your knees. And it's okay if you're not getting that hand all the way down to your foot, just kind of trusting your body and getting a little twist and stretch. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna go back to our little heel lift. Toe lift, heel lift, little squat. Nice. You can play around with it. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper. You can play around with your stance too. Maybe you want to be a little wider. It's really up to you. Try to keep your chest up as you're squatting and keeping your knees from caving in. They're still tracking over your feet, even though we're on our tiptoes. 10 more seconds to play around with these. All right, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do our little walking dead with a twist. I wonder where Gina is today, because usually if she's going to miss, she'll remind me. But maybe she got some extra sleep. She needs that, I think. But just thinking about her. have told me like yesterday and I already forgot. All right, 10 more seconds for these. All right, 3, 2, 1, and now we're gonna mix in these little step jumping jacks. So you're just gonna like take a step out and like bring your legs up. So it's like kind of a slow paced jumping jack. But if you wanna go like a little bit faster with it, you can. But you're still just one leg at a time. And also if you wanna step, that's good too, because we're still just like warming up right now. It's cold out here. Nice long warm up today. Okay, we got 10 more seconds for these. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're just gonna go 30 seconds. Heels up, or toes up, heels up, squat, and maybe change your stance. Maybe try a narrow stance or a wider stance. And again, just 30 seconds this time. Toes up, heels up, squat, toes up, heels up, woo, squat. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 30 seconds for our walking dead with a twist. No tripping. Okay, 3, 2, 1. This time, full jumping jacks. Unless you want to keep stepping, that's fine too. Okay, then we're gonna do one more set, just like the last set. 30 seconds of each, finishing with jumping jacks. And then maybe I'll be a little bit warmer. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, last set of these things. Maybe pick a different stance. Toes up, heels up, squat. Toes up, heels up. 3, 2, 1. All right, walking dead with a twist. Three, 2, 1, jumping jacks. Fifteen more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice. Okay, now we're all gonna go find our box. We're gonna do step ups today. So you're gonna step up onto your box and then back down, whatever it is. So you're gonna go find it. If you already have it, that's great. If you don't have a box or anything to step on, first option, you can do kneeling. So you start kneeling and then come up to standing. But if you're working with like your bare knees on some like gravel or something, you know, or even like a scratchy carpet, don't do that. Or get a yoga mat or something. And instead you can just do lunge steps. You can do like reverse lunge steps. But go grab your box if you have one. I think I'm gonna use my blue box today. Okay, and then for today's session, we're just gonna do like one big long thing. But first, we're gonna kind of do a few like little warm-up sets to like get all the movements down. So the first movement that we're gonna go through is some step-ups, and we're just gonna do 1 minute of step-ups to kind of warm up our step-ups, and just as like a little data point to see how many we can get. So try to count how many you get in this 1 minute, but we're just gonna do 1 minute of these step-ups or lunges or kneel to stand. And just at a nice steady pace. Doesn't have to be a super fast race unless you wanna like set a fast pace. It's totally up to you. But we'll just have 1 minute to do your step-ups. Okay, we're gonna go pretty soon. So 3, 2, 1, all right, go. So just 1 minute of your step-ups. And try to count just to see. Seconds. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so think about how many you got. Take a little breather. Maybe if you have a little place to write down, you can, so you don't forget. If you want to remember. Okay, and then we're gonna use like one dumbbell or one weight for today. And so the first thing we're gonna do with it is more walking deadlifts. Yay! Okay, but this time no twisting. And you're just gonna hold that weight with both hands out in front. And so you'll take that staggered stance and really focusing now on keeping your back flat, and your hips high, bowing forward, and then like switching legs or walking is fine. Either way is great. You can just practice a couple of those now. Make sure your weight feels good because we're gonna collect a lot of reps. We're gonna do 12 at a time, or like 6 per side. And nice and slow and steady, and so hopefully you can find something nice and manageable for that many reps. And you can always drop the reps down if your weight's too heavy to get that many, or something like that. You can drop the reps down. And so again, it's okay to do them in place as well if you would like. And so you can just try a few of those. Make sure you like your weight and the movement feels good. Great. Okay, and then the next movement we're going to be doing is some one-arm swings. And so like maybe the same weight works for you unless, it's hard to hold with one hand. And in which case you can just do 2 hands with your swings. But keeping your chest up, standing up tall, generating momentum and just swinging that weight out in front. And if you're doing it with one hand, you'll switch arms out in front as that weight is kind of weightless. You've popped it out in front. And we'll just alternate for our swings. And we're going to do 16 swings, or 8 per side.
Chardy, will you say the numbers again?
Yeah, it was 12 on the walking deadlifts. And also, you may end up like switching it up a little bit and doing something else that makes more sense for you. But 12 is like our goal on the walking deadlifts, and then 16 on the swings. Or like 6 per side or 8 per side.
Yeah.
However many that works out to be. Cool. Okay, and then another one that we're going to do is going to be either a broad jump or a box jump onto your step, depending on like what you're working with. And so if you're doing if you have the space to do broad jumps back and forth, that's great. And as you do your broad jumps, you want to like hinge forward and then try to get as far as you can and land nice and balanced and more like in a squatting position when you land. So you kind of like hinge to explode and then like squat to collect yourself and land. Or again, you can do box jumps instead if you want. You can hop onto your box, and then up to standing. And 14 of those. And also, of course, I'm not going over these in order either. So that's gonna make it tricky, but again, we'll go over it all in a second. And then the last move that we're gonna do is gonna be 20 sit-ups with no weight. And just 20 sit-ups. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 2 minutes for each little chunk. Every 2 minutes, we're gonna do a new set. Each set ends with however many step-ups you got. So this is totally one of those days where I made it too complicated, but you're gonna just rotate through stations basically, and if you don't get the right reps each time, that's totally fine. But every other station is gonna be your step-ups, and your goal is to try to like hit that same number of step-ups you got every time. So you're kind of trying to be consistent through your step-ups. And then same thing, like once you get your reps done, you'll go into your step-ups, and then you'll have the remaining time to rest. So the first set is gonna be those walking deadlifts, so you'll do your 12 walking deadlifts. And this is kind of where I'm saying too, like if you end up running out of time and you just want to do 10 walking deadlifts, or if your weight's really light and you'd rather do something like, or maybe you're doing them unweighted, so you want to do 20, but I'm going to start with 12. So we'll do the walking deadlifts, and then you'll do your step-ups, however many you got, and then you'll have like hopefully maybe 10 to 20 seconds to just catch your breath. So this is kind of one of those like slow and steady chugging along, but getting maybe 10 seconds of rest every set. And so then we'll go into our box jumps or our broad jumps plus the step-ups, and then we'll do our swings plus the step-ups, and then we'll finish with sit-ups plus the step-ups. And once we finish, we'll go back to the beginning. So yeah, lots of moving pieces, but I think it'll make sense once we get started, and you don't have to worry too much about how many reps you're doing. You'll kind of have a minute for each thing, with like every other minute being your step-ups. Okay, I think we'll try it. It'll be fun, maybe. We'll see. Okay, it's gonna start with our walking deadlifts. This first round will just be our practice round anyway. We'll see how it goes. And so we're gonna go with our walking deads to start. In 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so I'm gonna do 12 of these walking deads, and then my step-ups. Okay, once you do your walking deads, then you'll go into your step-ups, however many it was you got last time. And there's 1 more minute left, and that's when we'll start the next round. So if you finish before that minute, you just get to catch your breath a little bit. Alright, okay, and so next is going to be our jumps. Sorry, the broad jumps are next, or your box jumps. And I'm going to try to do 14 each round, but again, you can maybe make up a number that makes more sense for you. 3, 2, 1, go! Then you get broad jumps or box jumps. back into your step-ups. One minute left for this round. Yeah, once you're done, you just can catch your breath for a quick second before we now go into our swings. So we do 16 swings plus the step-ups, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. And then back to those pesky step-ups. One minute left. Okay, and then sit-ups are our next minute. I'm gonna grab my little butt pillow so I don't get all that chafing on my butt for these stupid sit-ups. And if you want, you can do these weighted, but then don't do 20. All right, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. And then more step-ups. Okay, and then we're gonna start back at the top with our walking deads. And that was one round. And so try to like keep it so that you're doing like some of each of the things. So if you need to drop the reps, that's great. You don't have to do all the reps every time. Okay, but back to our walking deads, and we did 12 last time. Ready, set, go! And we're still just crushing those step ups. It's about time for another lots of step up day. At least in my brain. I'll probably change my mind in a minute. And then next was our jumps. Box jump, broad jump. Something or other. In 10 seconds. I was doing 14. 3, 2, 1, go! And then into your steps again. Thirty more seconds. Next is our swings. I was doing 16 swings. But again, you can switch up the reps if you need to. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, go! More steps. will be sit-ups. Okay, 10 seconds. We'll do our sit-ups. I'm gonna do 20. But again, you can totally make these reps work for you. 3, 2, 1, go! Sit-ups plus step-ups. Gotta love these step-ups. Alright, and we'll go back to the walking deads in 10 seconds. Nice work, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Walking dead. 12 reps. Seconds. Okay, jumps are next. In 3, 2, 1, jump. Ooh. 10 seconds. And then we do our swings. 3, 2, 1, go! Lost count a little bit there. And step ups. Okay, and then we do our sit-ups, and then we're going to go through one more time after this. So we have just about like 10 minutes left. Okay, back to our sit-ups. In 3, 2, 1, go! Ugh. Woo! Okay, then back to the top for one last set. Back to our walking deads in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, step ups. Here we go again. right. Oh, jumps. I always want to go back to the dumbbell jumps time. In 10 seconds. Be careful on your jumps. 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure you're staying balanced and focused on this last set. Okay, I just hit my hand on the box. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now we go back to our swings. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, go! Almost done. We're getting there. Everybody doing great. Okay, last 2 minutes will be sit-ups and stupid step-ups. But actually I love step-ups, as you can tell. Okay, 10 seconds. We'll do our sit-ups. 3, 2, 1, go! All right, last time step ups. Wow. Okay, drink some water. That was awesome. A nice, good step up. Then I'm gonna do a little stretch on my box. This may or may not work for you on your box, but you can try it if you want. It's like a pigeon stretch where you lay your shin like across, and then you can kind of just like lean up and in into it a little bit.
A little stretchy.
A little
Yeah,
stretchy. If you want.
Thank you, Chardy.
You're welcome. That was so great.
That was great.
Bye. Have a great day. So good to see you. Enzo too. You're like stepping up into a sauna. I know that was, it's like, it's so cold in here when I get started, but it's it's nice once we get